There we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. I am here with Jay Greyn, and this is for the love of writing. I'm very excited. This is going to be you were my third guest. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having
Um,
me.
Absolutely. Um, I'm sorry about how long it took. I know I told you 12 and then it went to 1 o'clock.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
I got your email because I set my alarm for 10. I told you I wrote at night. So I'm usually sleeping.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I got your email and I'm like, ooh, I've got 30 extra minutes. So yeah, no, it was fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was so anxious about it. I was like, oh, don't cancel. I hope she doesn't cancel. Um, so I guess we can get right into it. I'll ask the normal. I like the normal beginning questions, like introductions. So, Jay Grain, um, how old were you, and what got you into writing?
Now I think I was 6 and um geez, I don't know. I've always written like as soon as I could hold a pencil. I was telling stories before that. Like as a little kid, I would tell stories, and then as soon as I learned to write, I started writing them down. So I don't know what got me into it. It's just sort of always been a part of me to write.
I like that. That that kind of that's that's kind of sounds like me. I uh I just saw a book cover and it looked really cool.
Hmm.
And it was like I wasn't into reading really. I kind of grew into reading, but that's cool since you could like pick up a pen. Do you prefer like typing or do you prefer handwritten?
I honestly prefer typing, and I can write either on my laptop or my phone. Just I hate it when I'm on my phone because it autocorrect wants to change my words. So there's a lot
Yeah,
of fighting in there trying to go back and go, that's not what I said. But yeah, I prefer that. I don't mind writing, and every now and then I do take notes on notebooks, but I'm not really a writing it out kind of person. But I also
me
have
neither.
carpal tunnel, so it's just easier to type.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My hand starts cramping up. I'd much rather type something. I commented on somebody's post about recently about they prefer writing on their phone. I don't know why. It's like I have to be in front of a laptop. I like feel like I didn't do good enough or something if it's on the phone. I obsess about it. Um, so how many books do you have out right now?
48.
You have 48 books out?
Yeah.
That is incredible. You've
Yeah,
been
I write serial novellas.
Oh, cool.
Basically, the first book leads into the next book, leads into the next book. So they're not standalones. And I do have three standalones, but they're like every now and then I get an idea for characters that aren't in my other series. So,
Nice. 48 books. Oh, I don't know how you do it. I've got six. I'm on my seventh, and I've been doing it almost 10 years. Oh, I'm telling you.
yeah, but you write full note novels, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like
A
as a serial, it's like one continuous book.
a lot of people, I think, don't realize that writing a shorter story is very hard to do sometimes. Some
It is.
people, some people do it really easy, but like with me, my editor, he'll tell me about, like a contest going on, and he'll say, come up with 2,000 words for me. I'll edit it for you, and we can get it in a contest. And I'm like, I couldn't write a 2,000 word story to save my life. I'm like, even my short stories I'm working on, I'm like, they're 5 to 10,000 words. I'm like, I can't do short. I don't know why. Um, so tell me about the series of yours.
Oh Lord. So I have one that is Fire Ridge Pride, Blood Rights, and All Bite. Those are lions. and gods and not shifters. So that's an expectation I think readers have when they go into reading um, books like that, that they're going to be shifters. Okay, yes, my characters have human form and they also have the lion form, but they're not shifters. So, and then I have the Felidae clan, which is gods and trying to navigate in the human world while they're also trying to remove each other from existence. And then my one human series is Graham, and it's set in Tennessee. They where it's horse country, so they're all big into the Kentucky Derby and winning the Triple Crown, and so yeah, lots of different things going on there. But mainly, I write dark, urban, paranormal fantasy with some horror in there and romance.
Okay, that's cool. I went on your page and I saw some romance and I was like that's cool because I've never I don't know. I've never really read romance, but I've always wanted to just because I haven't. That's cool though. And you got 48 different books. That is awesome and they're all part of a series. Is there is it to where it's like the same characters are in every book or no?
Yeah. So for Fire Ridge Pride, Blood Rights, and All Bite, those are all one. That's one world, and so they each go. Like I'll introduce a couple in book one, and they will be in book two, but told from different points of view. So I write in first person deep, so it's limited already. So you only know what the character knows. And if the
Yeah.
character's wrong, he's wrong. They're unreliable narrators. And they also tell you the world building and all that sort of stuff from their point of view, how they see it and how they interact with the world. And then book three is a different couple. And if that makes any sense. So
Yeah.
they're all in the books. So I start off with book one and I introduce one couple, and then they are in book two.
So it's all pretty much all the books are the same like the same universe.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
For those
awesome.
three, for the Felidae clan is a different universe. So
Do
yeah,
you find it hard to keep track of like the characters in each universe to where it's like do you ever find yourself getting mixed up or do you write it down and got it all like jotted?
I actually have it all in my head, um, because it's like they're people to me.
Yeah.
So what goes on in one universe doesn't necessarily happen in the other universe. And being Southern, I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with Southern people. We have a tendency to be able to tell stories and be like, well, now Jack was down at the gas station the other day and he was telling me about his mama's aunt and she was doing this with so and so. I mean, we have the ability, I guess, being Southern, to draw those stories out and give you, you have no idea who these people are and who they're talking about, but we do. And we know how to keep them in our heads and keep them straight. And if that makes any sense.
My boss is from Tennessee and yeah, he's very very good at telling a story. It cracks me up. He's very good at it. I always tell him he should write books. Um, that is awesome. I'm telling you that you're able to do all that. That's that's impressive. Um, no, are all these on Amazon or
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah. I tried to go wide, but my readers prefer Amazon. So I had to get everything off draft to digital and move back to Amazon. So
Do
yeah,
you
they're all now on Amazon.
do you do audiobooks or no?
I have several audiobooks. Lance West is my narrator. So he's done all of Fire Ridge Pride and is working on Blood Rights now. And Vincent just came out a week ago. So yeah, I have audiobooks.
Wait, so you just released a new book a week ago.
I just released a new book a week ago and I have one coming out on the 28th.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
That's something to be proud of. You and now is writing like your full-time job or no?
Yes, that is what I do full time.
Cool. That is awesome. That's like my dream. That's really cool. I as I do each podcast, I'm asking different questions that I wanted to ask the last time, but it wasn't even in my head. Um, I've got a couple of them right now that I want to ask you that that kind of go with what I'm already asking you. One of them is, do you prefer traditional or self-publishing? If you could pick one.
For me personally, I prefer indie publishing because I set my own deadlines and it's my book. I don't have someone else telling me, oh, we need to change this or we need to do this or we need to do that. Now my editors will tell me because I have three of those. And they'll tell me, no, this does not work. And I'll be like, okay, fine.
You
So
have three editors.
yeah.
That is
Uh,
amazing.
Dev, line, and then just one in general to make sure that it all goes together after the dev and the line editing. So,
Now, I'm guessing each editor works all on the same book,
yes.
or okay, okay. Because I was gonna say I didn't know if you were gonna say you write so much that you'd have got books always
No.
going.
Well, the thing is, once I get a story in my head, I can sit down and write it right then.
Yeah.
Um, my first book, Lou, I wrote in 2022 and I popped it off in one night. I was angry and just wrote it in one night, popped it off, didn't think anything was going to happen, expected nothing. I ran it through Grammarly. I didn't even run it, I didn't ask anybody else to read it, didn't tell anybody else what I was doing. Designed a cover and slapped it on Amazon after writing the blurb
Oh
and
wow.
woke up to 20 sales and reviews on Goodreads. And I was like, holy crap, because I did not think that was going to happen at all.
Holy crap! Yeah.
And then
That's
Fire Ridge Pride was born from there. So it wasn't what I expected because I've been writing since publishing since 2013 and nothing from 2013 to 2022
oh
until
wow.
I wrote Lou. But I broke my rules. I wrote it in first person. I put a half naked man on the cover and let's see what else did I do? I can't remember, but I did something else. I broke my rules because I was very, in the beginning, I just wanted it to be the dark covers because it's dark. There's horror in fantasy, and
Oh
there was
yeah.
a lot of that in the books I wrote that I don't think it resonated. I think, if that makes sense, because there are a lot of things that are horror that I find funny, so I'll put dark humor in there.
Yeah.
My characters are like, let's just take off an ear. He doesn't need that, doesn't use it anyway. And my readers are like, no, 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 we can't be removing ears. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
I wrote a book called Christmas Fear last year, and I told my wife, I'm like, I'm not comfortable putting this out because it's got the content is just too graphic. And I'm like, I think people are gonna be turned off. And she read it and she goes, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, put it out. And
Did it sell?
the fact, yeah, yeah, more than any of my
See?
other books. And I have been getting reviews. And I was like, people like messed up stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
she goes, you'd be shocked. And yeah, the more I read, yeah, I'm like, wow. I'm like the one I did, it's good, but I'm like, some people really pushed the line. I'm like, I like that though.
Well, I had my characters peeling skulls like oranges, and there was one scene I wrote where The guy walks into the room and he can see they're not there. They're ghosts telling him what happened. So there's the body on the bed, the head on her chest, like she's holding the head,
Yeah.
and her feet are crossed at the ankles. And then here she comes, the ghost herself, walking across the carpet, and the blood is squelching underneath her feet. Like,
Oh wow.
and my yeah, it didn't work. Like they because my romance is MM. When you blend genres, you have to be very careful about who's reading your book, because who likes this genre won't like this genre, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So it's a lot of toning it down so that you're giving everybody what they want. If that makes if you
Yeah.
is that clear? Yeah.
Yeah. So my next question is gonna be, where is the craziest place you've ever written?
Um, I don't know that I've written in a crazy place. Oh, well, no, my probably the bathroom at a bar. And I did hit me. My husband and I went out, and I can't remember what were we doing. We had gone to see one of those shows. They do these shows in Orlando where, and I think it was Edgar Allan Poe night, where they do bits of his. They act out bits of stories, and it's
Oh.
usually horror. And I had an idea. We were at the bar next door, and so I went into the bathroom to jot it down real quick on my phone. If that make yeah. So that's probably the crazy. Like you're out on a date. You're not supposed to be writing things down. This is a
I've
no
done that.
working zone. Yeah.
I started working on a book on a cruise, and
Oh
my wife
wow.
she goes, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "What are you writing?" And I was like, "Because I brought my laptop with me," and she goes, "You're writing on vacation?" I said, "Writing's not work, so it's fun." And she told me, she's like, "Get whatever you're getting out," and then she's like, "Laptop away," and I'm like, "Fine." But yeah, I've written a few crazy places. My next one is, have you ever put someone that you didn't like in real life in one of your books and killed them off?
Yes, I have.
You want to say who it is or no?
Well, that's sort of how I ended up with Lou.
Oh, oh yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, we friend and I got into an argument, and that was the basis of how the book started. Writing wise, not story wise. I got a scene in my head. We had the argument. I got this scene in my head, and then I sat down and wrote that scene out. And then from there, I built the story around the scene. So, and they know that I did it. I
Oh,
was honest, but yeah, I have done that.
and the story sold good.
Yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
did.
I love when that works. The next one is, what is the craziest thing you've ever researched on the internet for a book?
I don't know if I can answer that.
It's okay. I don't want you
Well,
to
no, it's not safe
incriminate
for work.
yourself.
That's the thing. Yeah, like I said, I write MM. So that would be the craziest thing I've researched.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the wildest thing you've ever written?
Wildest. Define wild.
It could be most gruesome. Something that would make people be like, oh, like people would be reading it and be like, oh my God. Like for me, I think one of the craziest things I've ever written is a woman cutting off a guy's penis after she tied him to a bed.
Oh,
That's one of the craziest things I've ever written, which I don't think is that crazy. But
no, I don't think that's crazy either. It depends. What did the guy do? Like, did he deserve it? You know, so
Very much. He
yeah, so
murdered many, many people. And
that's yeah,
yes. It
that was
was
speaking punishment.
it was the way that I wrote it in such detail that my wife's like, "Wow." She goes, "Starting to think you've cut a penis off before." And now she's like, "For how good you wrote this." And I was like, "I wrote that like 10 times and had an editor look at it." And
Hmm.
my editor told me, he goes, "I don't think you should have this in the book." And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "It's like the last couple pages." And he's like, he's like, it's too much. He's like, you're cutting penises off. He's like at the end of the story. And I was like, yeah, but I'm like, think about it. The guy deserves it. I'm like, they're going out with a rip.
Yes, you want justice.
Exactly.
Exactly.
My next question is, would you rather be a famous author and still and you would obviously sell a lot, or still sell a lot of books, but nobody knows that you're the author?
Wow, that's hmm. So considering that Jay is my pen name, and when I started off in 2022, nobody knew who I was. No website, no social media, no nothing, and I was still selling books. So I've had that, and now I'm out. So people have seen my face. So anyone who knows my face knows my name. But and the funny thing is now I don't even respond to that name. I now respond to Jay because most people online call me Jay. Even if they find out what my real name is, they still call me Jay. So
Yeah.
it's like okay. But and I'm not famous. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to be famous. I don't know if I'd want the pressure of being famous.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'd rather stay where I'm at as far as some people know me on Facebook, and that's about it. I don't want to be I hear authors say all like famous authors when they go on talk shows that people don't recognize them in public, and they like that about being an author.
Right.
I would never want to go out in public and people want rush you for your autograph. That would drive me nuts. And that's what I like about being an
Mhm.
author. It's you know if you're at a book signing or something, or at a book convention, you get to meet people, and if they've read the books, they tell you how much they like them. I like that just because I'm one of the reasons I write is I want people to enjoy the stuff.
Yeah.
So, when you hear somebody enjoys it, it's like the best feeling. Um, my next question, and this question, I came up with it literally after I fixed my mom's flat tire.
Okay.
This one, and I don't know why, but I'm gonna ask this. If you could only write 10 books over your whole lifetime, but you'd be a very successful author, would you rather do that or chance being just an indie author, but you can write as many books as you ever wanted to?
I like being the indie author and writing as many books as I want to.
Yep, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because I usually have two written, and like I can put a book out once a month.
Yeah.
There are two others that I've already got written that I'm still editing, still working on, still so that I always have a book ready. And this is the first time that I am stuck on the two books that I'm supposed to be writing. And if I were traditionally published, that would be a problem because then I'd have a deadline. But I have my December book. So now I have time because my readers expect that. I need to get them out and I need to get them out fast. But
Yep.
the only way to really do that is to already have them written months in advance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'd rather just be an indie and be able to write as many books as I want at my own pace and make sure I get the story right.
Yep. That actually gives me a question for you that I just thought of.
Okay.
Have you ever gone back and read one of your older books and cringed at it and then rewrote it and put it out again?
Yes. Um, so my new release coming out on the 28th is Color Me Yours. And I wrote it in 2023. And when I took out all my books down from draft to digital, meaning they came off Barnes and Noble and Apple and all that sort of stuff, I looked at that book and I'm like, I need to fix this. It was only like 8,000 words, and I'm reading it and I'm like, this could be much better. It needs a much better cover. So I sat down and I rewrote it, and it ended up being 32,000 words, I think. Unless that was, maybe it was 19. I don't know. I added some words because I just got finished with another book that's coming out in December and doing the final polish on it. And I get confused over which word count I'm looking at because I don't do things by word count. It's more of beginning, middle, end. And I can remember specific lines that I really liked. But anyway, yes, I took Color Me Yours and turned it into a novella instead of a short story.
Okay.
And now I'm re-releasing it. But it had never been published on Amazon. So this will be the first time it's on Amazon. But it has brand new cover, basically a brand new story, and I think it's much better written. But it's deep POV. So a lot of readers have a tough time with deep POV. They want that fluff in there, and I just don't put that.
Yeah. I one of the things for me about writing, like you know how you said like you write a lot in the first person?
Mm-hmm.
I've tried so hard to do that, and it's like I keep writing in third person like out of habit. And the collection of short stories I'm working on right now, a lot of them are in the third person. One's in the first person, and it's like I keep on messing up and going back and having to change stuff, and it drives me nuts. So the fact that you're able to do that's pretty cool.
Well, I did write in third person to begin with, and then my style developed into third person deep. And there's not really much difference between third person deep and first person. And it's just a matter of your pronouns. And when I
Oh,
realized, oh, I'm doing this, then I turned around and was like, that's when it hit me when I was angry and I'm going to break the rules. I'm just going to write it in first person. And there, I did read it over it before I published it. So I think I spent like 10 hours working on this book,
oh wow.
which is nothing. I mean,
Still
because,
though.
right. But I was so angry when I wrote Lou. And then I had to go back and make sure that it said I instead of he. But other than that,
Yeah.
when you start doing it and you get used to it, it becomes a habit.
Oh yeah. It's the one thing I've learned about like for instance, I one of the books I want to work on for the short story, it's I don't really want to give it away, but it's controversial in the way of like um so you know like there's like school shootings obviously,
Yes.
unfortunately. I told my wife one day, I said, you know, been a lot of school shootings. I said, have you ever heard of a teacher killing bullies? And she goes, never heard of that. And I was like, really? And I started thinking, what if a teacher got picked on all their high school career and then they become a teacher themselves at the same school they went to, and then they start seeing kids get bullied. And I was like, I can find some way to make it to where, you know, I'm like, to where it's like, the guy's obviously bad because he's going to be, you know, kill students. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, bullies are bad people. But I'm like, do they deserve to die though? And my wife told me, she's like, you'll have to spend a lot of time on that. And I told her I said it's probably going to take me a long time to write because I've written a little bit of it and it's like, I don't know, I've gotten 30 pages out of it and I
Hmm.
know there's a lot more to write. It's just so hard because it's like the last one I wrote a really dark character, but I never excused him for any of the things he was doing. And
Right.
in the book, I'd take you into his past and show you how horrible his past was and his upbringing were. But then I brought you back into the present day to the kind of person he turned into, but I
Hmm.
never excuse his actions, which was I just so much learning of how to write like that to where it was probably like the hardest book ever. Like, do you find the more you write, the harder it is sometimes when you're going into different territory?
Yeah. Graham was really hard for me to write because they're human. And I kept wanting to have them, I say count spaces, that's teleportation. I kept wanting them to do certain things like that because it was just so much easier. But no, they have to walk, or no, we have to ride the horse, or so yeah, it's hard when you go from writing fantasy and paranormal and science fiction to just regular old humans doing regular old human things, and you can't add stuff in there that would make it easier. You have to write out the hard stuff. So yeah.
So you write mainly horror, paranormal. So I pretty much I could say horror, fantasy, and romance.
Yeah, I'm paranormal.
Paranormal.
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
I say dark fantasy. I don't necessarily
Dark
put the
fantasy.
word horror in there, but I'll say dark fantasy because fantasy encompasses horror. I mean, Lord of the Rings, watching those movies, there's horror in there. There are
Oh
things in
yeah.
there. Yeah. Interview with a Vampire. This is fantasy. This is dark fantasy, but it's horror. Um, so yeah, it's going off that and doing something different is hard.
Oh,
But
extremely.
it's a learning experience, so it's good, you
Yeah.
know.
Like when I first got into writing, my mother, she always liked that I when I got into writing, she liked it, but my mom's not really much of a reader. But
Mm-hmm.
she'll read my books and she'll be like, "This is really dark." She's like, "I
Mm-hmm.
wish you wouldn't write stuff like this." And I tell her, "Mom, if you knew how much time went into one page, I'm like,
Yeah.
you'd appreciate it more." And she's always said, "Well, how hard is it to write a book?" And I'm like, "It is the hardest I've ever worked on anything in my life, but it's not work for me. I enjoy it." But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I've never researched something so much to where like so
Yeah.
much just even looking for words that like you want to use a different word for they climbed the steps or something. Sometimes you want to use different words that aren't like climbed or things like that. Just simple stuff that we like try to add in. Like the amount of times I have like looked up how like other words for this word
Mm-hmm.
and like even learning new words and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I had the joy or curse of having spelling from first grade to eighth grade. And then after eighth grade, it was my literature words. So I have a large vocabulary, but not all of it's useful. So I need a different word for this. Like, we're not transcending. What are we doing here? Sort of thing where I'm having to back it up and explain it instead of
Yeah.
using because I like using my concise words, and then I also like turning words into verbs. So sometimes it's not a verb and I'll turn it into a verb, and my editor's like, no, we need to do it this way. Write this sentence this way. And I'm like, okay. It just sounded so much cooler the other way, but oh
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Do you have your books on you in person or no?
Do I have them what?
Do you have them on you right now, your books or no? Like a couple of your books or no?
Um, let's see. This is Thorn's Brew. Oh my gosh, I forgot Thorn's Brew. This is a completely different series. There are six of these, and I think four of them right now are in paperback. But I have these are the concealed covers, so there's no hot dude on it, you know. Um, and then like this is Glitter on the Lawn. Can you see that?
Oh, raise it up a little bit more. A little more. There we go. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like that the way that thing shines. Yeah.
So that one's Glitter on the Lawn. This is the human one. Um, let me see. A lot of them have the a lot of my paperbacks have the old covers on them. But yeah, that's I don't have a lot of paperbacks. My readers usually like ebooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I've noticed that too. People like ebooks now more than they like the physical copy. I like the physical copy.
no, I love physical copies. I think I probably have 500 books in the living room
Oh
of
yeah.
physical. My husband had to build me shelves.
Yeah, I've got three bookshelves right now. And they're huge bookshelves. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean just three shelves. I mean like entire like to where I've got a pantry with books in it.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
I've got two more bookshelves. I love having tons of books.
Yes. And I need
I
to put some books in here. I haven't actually tricked out my office yet. As you can see, I have blank shelves behind me
Yeah.
that I need to fill out.
And I never throw books away. I can't stand it when people say they throw books away. I'm like,
No.
why? Donate them if you're not gonna, if you don't want them anymore, donate them to somebody else.
Right. Exactly.
Well, we're coming up now in about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna feel stupid. Jay Grain, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I got it. Okay, good.
Yay.
Good. Your books are on Amazon,
Yes.
as you said. You've got 48 of them, which is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Um, I guess other than that, uh, I'm trying to think how to end this. Who's your favorite author?
Sherilyn Kenyon,
Ellen Kenyon. What genre is that?
romance, probably, but she writes dark fantasy. Her characters are gods and humans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, immortals. They're immortal.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love this and I think it's the perfect time to wrap it up. I very much enjoyed talking to you. And
Thank you
I
for having me.
and I'd love to have you on again.
Okay, not a problem.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for coming on, okay?
All right.
All right, you have a great day.
You too.